Hello and welcome to MastaFran ArtStream. I'm your fine host, MastaFran, and this is my cool art stream. That's all I can really say. This is my cool art stream. My hair's a mess, but things should be good. I'm doing pretty nice for myself, I'd say. It's a nice Wednesday, April 3rd, and it's been snowing all day. It's been snowing, and I can't believe it. Well, actually, I can. It's Chicago weather. Like, what are you gonna do other than be cold, wear a jacket, put on layers, all that stuff? Welcome. It's been pretty decent. I am back from a giant, I guess, marathon of spring break streaming. I spent an entire week streaming every day, and I'm just experimenting and seeing what I've been up to. And I figured I'd just, do that, and it's been met with some so success, I'd say. A lot of people were receptive to the traditional art stream last Friday, so yeah, I want to try that out another time. Just if I can get a better camera setup or even just rearrange my computer desk. My computer desk is here, but my drawing desk is all the way over here, so I have to pull all my equipment all the way to my computer desk, and a lot of my wires, I need extension cords for that. But that's been pretty decent. Hopefully I'll do that, because the last stream was a mute stream. I wasn't able to chat. So things have been pretty alright, I'd say. Probably just head on to some cool stream stuff here. So I suppose the current thing that I'm currently working on is working on some new emotes for stuff. This is actually a significant change from my previous stream, where I am having characters, where I'm having my boss character dad Greentail, a Tanuki Archer, and he's a boss in my game Black Mask, and that's gonna be pretty nice. It's Black Mask is a stealth platformer game where you play as a raccoon treasure hunter named Cole Black Mask, and he's on the hunt for mystery treasures that will help him get rich for his merchant shop. So that's kind of just the big premise of the platformer game, and of course treasure hunting means that he'll encounter other treasure hunters and pirates who want to take that treasure. So it's a simpler Game Boy style game that I'm working on with a programmer friend, and we've been working on it for the past 4 years. So we're fingers crossed that we can finally get that done sometime within this year. Have a demo, have a Steam page, and those are the stuff that's in plans for now. So just getting all that stuff done is the priority, or at least that's what I'm doing on my art side. Now my programmer, he's got his own day job stuff, I got my day job stuff, so we do what we can, and that's the most we can really do. So thanks for stopping by these streams, thanks for just watching me work my magic. And currently I'm gonna be just working on this boss design. He has a lot of different moves where he's able to do a dodge roll, and I've set up the frame so he can just roll infinitely. I've also made some new frames where he's able to roll backwards, but it's sort of similar looking. I'll probably rework this. This could probably be something slightly different. I don't like this crouch. Crouch back. Oh, I think I know what this is. Crouch. I think I need to like delete these frames because they're not the right frames. Oh snap. I also realized I want to rework these arrow frames, so this was a special arrow shot here. I should probably just zoom in so you can all see. And I'm also, don't mind me if I end up speaking to a chat that's not existing on Twitch, because for the first time ever, I am dual streaming on a vertical chat screen. So if you're currently watching on YouTube, I am streaming vertical video. This is most of me kind of just trying to figure out what the heck to actually do with like vertical video and get vertical clips, yada yada. And, you know, doing it for the phone stuff. I don't have a TikTok yet, but I'm not super... it's currently not completely out of the question, provided it's not... You are not supposed to move. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, there's still polishing to do, especially this. Like, this is supposed to be a diagonal shot. And this is a special arrow shot with his trick arrows. That's going to be, you know, pretty notable with that. Of course, he has singular arrows, and this is mostly for demonstration. He won't actually shoot arrows. But that's going to be a particle system that Adam's going to do with that. You know, he does the projectiles. I make the arrow sprites, and that's how it goes. That should be good. But yeah, he has a variety of different shots. Diagonal down, diagonal up. Huh, strangely he has an up shot. Oh, he's able to like shoot in all directions in the air. Okay, that's how I want it balanced. Yeah, able to do that. Up, all the way up. Down, all the way down. That's how I'm tackling it. Okay. And of course, he's able to back scroll infinitely. Do a fast dodge roll, do his tail attack. That's pretty sick, I'd say. So myself, I have the ability to block. I think in polishing I'll add more animation with him like feeling the impact, like having him jut back whenever he's hit. But that's neither here nor there. I'd like to at least get the basic stuff done for the demo. Has the ability to jump. It's straightforward. I could probably work this much better. Strafe back, straight forward, shooting up, shooting straight forward, or shooting diagonal, which is barely done than the air shot, but whatever. Shoot forward, that's pretty nice, and he has a special shot which transitions to the normal shot. So I'll probably duplicate this, so this will be the special shot horizontal, and then you'll be able to tell that he's actually shooting a stronger shot than just doing this setup here. Yeah, probably like have like a larger draw or something like that. That'd probably work better. Okay, it will load arrows, and this is basically a blank shoot here, death, able to die, taking damage from the back, falling backwards, forward, is able to run, and then walk, and back to idle. And I'll make it idle animation much later. You know, that's a polishing thing. But for now, you know, kind of just tackling that as I go. So now, all that's left to do is do some basic talking animation and a nice laugh animation. So that's on my to-do next list. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this stream, is work on some new laughing animations for this. Ugh. So, hope everyone's having a good night so far. I've had a pretty decent night. Probably the last few days of kind of just my spring break, kind of just taking a break, having a weekend to kind of just veg out. But I didn't really veg out, I mostly just did some laundry. Did a lot of laundry, did a lot of working on tiny bits of writing. I'm actually kind of behind on some blog posts because I haven't really been posting that frequently. I've also been playing catch up on some conventions, as that's been on my mind for, I'd say, the past work. That work. Let me just get rid of this and now. But yeah, kind of just been doing tiny things in between the weeks. I've been reading books. I've been currently reading Wings of Fire, and yeah, it's been a fast read. I'm nearly done with the third book in the series, and that's been pretty good. Just knocking out, basically a middle grade book, and it's not like crazy exceptional writing. I'd say like it's a middle schooler book, so. Well, actually, no. It's good enough writing that it's keeping me entertained. I'd say I'd say that's just the litmus test. Is I'm entertained enough to keep reading, and I guess that's the beginning and end of it all. Is I'm willing to just keep reading this. So that's what I've been just tackling with that, and it's pretty nice. I'm liking the main characters, and each book is kind of just going through each of those characters to kind of just, deal with their problems, the, character of the day, doing their stuff, and kind of just realizing, oh, what does it take? What does it mean to be, well, in this case, the Dragonet of Destiny? So that's been pretty interesting, tackling, prophecy stuff. It's not like crazy exceptional with like the the prophecy stuff, but honestly, at that point, I'm kind of like, I'll work with it because I'm, it's a simple, straightforward book. It's not going to be some exceptional feat of super Shakespeare or whatever. So I will live with this. Maybe I'll make a gap for the arm just for them. Yeah, maybe like you put you here. Yeah. I'm breaking this up into different body parts, so if I want to animate this, I'll be able to animate this no problem. And this is one of the tiny little keys of animation stuff that I usually do with a lot of these, well, with a lot of my pixel art animation, is I will try to break the characters up into pieces so I can just work with that. And it's a new thing that I'm doing. It's not necessarily anything that anyone, I think it's common with most animators, is they'll do parts of a character or they'll make a pre-sketch or something. It's is what it is with that, but doing it in pieces just in case I decide, okay, he moves his arms like this, and then that's how he does it. Okay. Head. Oh. His head's like, head, arms. Maybe I'll just call this arms. That'll work. And I probably won't bother with this because I already made this, so I won't flex with this too hard. Alright, put you here, put you here. And I do want to do some more animation tutorials on PixArt specifically. I have a poll on my Twitter where I kind of just ask people, hey, what do you want me to do more in these streams? And I did a poll, and so far, pixel animation's winning. So I'm gonna see if I can't rummage up some, just a basic 101, I guess, clip sequence where I kind of just explain, hey, this is how I learned pixel art, even though the knowledge is fairly common. A lot of it is stuff that you could find online. You could look up a more tutorial, or you could see Adam C. Giannis. There's a lot of, I'd say, universal pixel artists who kind of just know this stuff. I learned a lot of that stuff from a pixel art called Pixel Logic, and it's by Michael Azizis, and let's see, Pixel Logic. I'm gonna basically just entire book here. Okay. Should be. Yeah, this PDF is called Pixel Logic. It's written by Michael Azizi, and it's a pretty good. It's a nice guide to just learning pixel art. You basically just hop in. It's a straightforward Gumroad purchase, is like $20, and a lot of this is a majority of my knowledge of pixel art. It's looking through this book, plus my own personal drawing knowledge, where they'll go from starting from a large drawing to going small and then refining it. There's so many different ways to actually do pixel art and stuff like that, and this is pretty cool, where it even goes through scaling and canvas sizes and stuff like that, line art, dealing with jaggies, that sort of stuff. Anti-aliasing, color palettes. Let's see. I think it goes through animation in a small way, but I think the animation stuff's something that I could probably work with. Where where is it? But yeah, animation, I can probably just do a basic animation tutorial on it. So probably gonna figure out something that's a little bit more than a ball bounce, probably just something more substantive than a ball bounce. So probably just go through, maybe take a sample animation that I'm doing, and it'll just be a how to make such and such animation. That's how I tackle it. So I do try to do these streams pretty well, and try to talk while I do this. Layer. Okay. Laugh. Idle. Kind of weird because I have a previous idol and it's kind of worse than the other idol, but I'm gonna let that go for a bit. Let this be a duplicate for now. And for now, unlink you, put you here, and just have a simple mouth open animation. Well, I have this, maybe have his fur markings further back. And that's a nice straightforward talking animation for now. You want to do a few more things. And honestly, you can get away with just programmer art doing this. And that's more than enough if you're a programmer and you haven't done any pixel art and stuff like that. Even just a 2-frame thing's more than enough. That's how older game devs did it back in the 80s and stuff like that. You'll probably just have a basic talk animation. Obviously, I want to have like his arms moving and have some a little bit more of that. But currently, I'm gonna be working on a laugh animation, and Adam actually modified a few of my sprites, and he made his own laugh animation. And why isn't it opening? Oh yeah, it's a freaking dot move. I don't like that, but whatever. So here's the animation. It's alright. It's I don't like the teeth that much. Not a big fan of the teeth. That's basically on the money, and I'll probably just stick with that. It's simple. It's simple enough. Let's see. Alright, so let's just tackle this so much. And, of course, I can also just pre-sketch things if I need. I'll probably just have, like, a basic I just either experiment with the sketches, just do a rough thing like this. Probably just tackle some like different types of poses and stuff like that. Doing some funny little ideas. Tackling them whatever way I can. And honestly, I don't need to like do anything exceptional, you know. This is more than enough. My performance is dipping. Now, I do have some like other. Let me see if I've made some other art. I've probably like made some garbage sketches of Nad laughing. Let's see. Nothing. Oh, I don't think. Let's see. Huh. I have a funny, like, pic of him being a giant coward. Say, like, doodle of Cole, like, you know, trying to knife throw and Nad trying to defend with his tail. Kind of funny with that. Let's see. I have, like, tiny doodles that I want to make as illustrations, but they kind of just aren't illustrations at the moment. I just, you know, concepts I'll make in my small sketchbook. Let's see. Ah, this was an interesting sketch. I don't like that Nad's head's larger than Cole's that much. I think it needs to be smaller. I did want to indicate that he is more fat and stocky overall than Cole. Because he's a Tanuki, so they're more related to foxes than raccoons. I kind of wanted to emphasize that aspect. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's something else where I'm kind of just imitating Dan Hibiki a little bit more often. He's a lot more like anglier, and I work with this angliness look. I think I was kind of just experimenting with him more often with that. Because yeah, the reason why he's named Nad is because it's Dan spelled backwards. It's like Dan Hibiki's less Cole's rival and more of his I guess his Dan Hibiki. I don't know what you would really call that. I guess trope terms, whatever. But yeah, these were the earlier sketches of Nad. Or at least my first few sketches of where he's able to shoot his arrows. I think it was good from the jump. I think that was bada boom. A lot of other stuff. It was initially a fat fox, because the first enemies I made for Cole were foxes, and it was kind of literally like, okay, foxes, raccoons are similar enough. But I didn't really want to make a fat fox because I don't really imagine foxes as fat animals. And this was before I got an FA account, so. Anywho, I decided a Tanuki would have been more appropriate because one, you know, he's another raccoon, and two, you know, it's another, you know, it fits the mold a little bit better. So that's kind of just how that goes. Let's see. Gotta stick this in my pure ref stuff here. Just for my own like personal stuff, and I keep all my pure ref references on my third monitor for this kind of thing. Hey Sean, how's it going? I am doing pretty decently right now. I am currently procrastinating on a larger animation where he's basically laughing. So, gotta just figure out what will be good. I think for now, let's just start with having 4 frames available and we just work from there. Alright. Now basically, I think I'll probably just go off of Adam's initial design, but I'll adjust the face more. I think that's probably just the big thing that's kind of just bothering me, is I'm fine with the body, but the head is kind of just getting me. So, unlink you, duplicate, unlink, duplicate, and probably just unlink link this for now, and we'll see what happens with this. How many major assets are left for the demo? Honestly, I think I've given Adam as much as we could possibly need. And the only thing that's left to do is really just major polishing for certain tiles. Because there's some tiles that are kind of not matching the ground. And that's basically it. Plus, the actual arena where Cole fights Nad needs prettying up. Like, you know, right now it's just a gray box. So, you know, that'll be on the next, you know, list of tasks to do. But I'd say we, or at least according to Adam, we are at a point where I'm not gonna say that we're on the home stretch, but I'd say today's our year. Like, we're feeling good. We have so much that we'd be crazy not to at least try, so but just do that. Alright, and I'll probably just move the belly button. One nice animation tip that I will say is, if you have all assets already drawn, try to see if you can't get away with moving stuff around. Without initially working with, you know, moving the body too much. Yeah, kind of like see if you can't rework the rework the body, see if you can't stretch it too much. Alright. Oh yeah. I'm pretty happy that we're nearly done with this. You know, there have been times where I've gotten worried, I'll admit. And you know, sometimes I kind of like worry about like weird gaming foibles and stuff like that. The Unity engine gave me a notable stir, but hopefully it'll be fine. You know, hopefully that'll just be, you know, that'll be not as bad as everything says. And it's pretty nerve-wracking, kind of like taking your cringe webcomic idea and trying to make it more than just a tiny webcomic idea. You like Am I doing level design too? Yes and no. So I'm currently making it pretty right now, but right now I'm both me and Adam kind of like go around discussing what the level should be, and we did get into agreement of how the level flow will be going right now. And the basic pattern is Cole will enter the island, he will walk around, and he will search for the temple where the ruins are. And he will find the door to the ruins by looking for a latch that contains, well, a puzzle that holds the latch, and a lock that contains the entrance to the treasure. And once he gets in the ruins and does stuff in the ruins, and we're gonna design, you know, actual proper levels for the ruins themselves. After he finishes the ruins, the MacGuffin will be stolen by Nad, and Cole will have to climb tree tops to get his stuff back. and that's the like noble stealth aspect of the things. So that's the flow so far, and none of this is tested, so that level design is not, obviously it's not final. Of course it's a demo, of course it's not final, but that's the basic gist of what we've agreed on working on. And of course the story is basically me kind of just writing as I go. I kind of just figure out, okay, what's actually staying, what won't get cut. We have broad strokes, and obviously I am constantly changing them because at the moment I don't know the entire aspects of the gameplay, because video game stories really depend on what's actually going to be sticking around for the game. Like, if I write a story sequence for a thing that's not fun, that's going to be a real pain in the butt. So that's why I'm constantly gun shy about just being extremely concrete about the story, because, you know, it'll change on a dime. That's kind of annoying. Like, I think as a comic artist, that kind of like bothers me, where I'm trying to write something and I can't ensure or get like beta readers kind of just say, okay, am I conveying this right? And I don't know 100% with that. But that's neither here nor there. I'll deal with that bridge when I cross it. Alright. Link. And I'll probably just work you up. Yeah, it's very likely I'll probably just copy Adam's stuff with a few like readjustments. Come on. Link. And probably just roll you down, and that'll be plenty. It'd be more than enough, right? What if I tilted his head back? Cleaned up the sprites and then worked it off. That'll work. Let's see. Oh, it's I'm mostly just work on the aesthetic of it, and not necessarily the proper levels for the most part. I'd say, like, if there's something that I truly really want to convey, you know, I'll talk to Adam about it, and you know, that's, you know, my concerns when I'll voice them when I need to. Overall, I'd say it's more of a collaboration thing where we go in it, we test it, and that's how we do it. And I am slightly regretting doing this tilt, but I feel like the tilt's kind of needed. Yeah, leave to me the guy to overwork myself. Yes, I'm the absolute king of over animating. Probably could just scrap. I could just leave it and just work with that. Yeah. Go back to how I initially had it. Yeah, let's not like do anything extreme. This is supposed to be just a simple laugh animation. At least do this. Oops. I just realized I totally borked this. Back. Oh, hey, Chris. Yes, he's a big ass boy. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I think I saw you streaming for a little bit. How's that been going for you? Yeah, probably just make him green. There we are. Got you going. Erase this. Yep. Erase you, and then that's. You start rating people. Next time I'll rage you if you if you're starting when I'm ending. Yeah. Cause yeah, I usually stream on Wednesdays and I start around 7. So yeah, totally. It's nice to have a little company. But yeah, how have you been, Chris? Have you got any Anime Central? Cause I certainly haven't. I've been waiting with bated breath for any confirmation. The only letter I really got was, you're on the waiting list. So that's kind of how it goes. Oh, you actually got an Anime Central. Oh, shit. I'm totally jelly. Good luck there, because I'm sure I'm totally gonna walk. I'm gonna walk the floor. Anime Central. It's... You know, me and my friends, we're absolutely just gonna go, because I believe my friend's gonna show up from Arizona, so I'd say I'll just go anyway, and then my friend insists on getting a hotel, so, well, I guess I'm staying in a hotel and just splitting with the room. And well, I'll probably just go to some panels, meet other artists who are also there, and that'll probably be fine. Probably stop by C2E2 too. I didn't get into C2E2, but I can always just go for a day. Probably just drag maybe like one of my comics with me. Why am I just completely redesigning the hair when I don't have to? Oh yeah, that's why. There we are. I'm going to hotel. Me? No. But my friend, he's going to be doing a majority of the hotel, spending with that, but I'll at least chip in like $100. But I don't really want to get a hotel. But, you know, me and my Arizona friend's gonna be there, so yeah, we're definitely getting a hotel anyway. Wait a minute, I just realized something. You could, we could hotel with you. If he's willing to chip in one person, I'm down. Yes! Yeah. You know what? I need to DM you later, because yeah, that would actually... Well, thank goodness you actually showed up, because yeah, I didn't even realize that, yeah, we could split the cost even more. Because it's only recently that my friend actually began starting to look up rooms. He's a manager at FedEx, so he never gets the time to actually go look for the hotels. And I've been on this forever, so I need to get to working this out. Yeah. Alright, how you looking? And may like rework the ears. Rework the ears so he's got a bit of a because I want to do something where his ears are up and then he laughs. Boom. There we go. Down, up. Okay. I think I know what I need to do. Put you up. This could work. Is he an artist? No, he's just he's a cosplayer, mostly. Yeah, he's just an anime fan. But, you know, he's always willing to support artists, of course. And yeah, I mean, yeah, he'd totally be up to doing, you know, helping out strangers, too. Especially you, because, yeah, like, I'm an artist, he helps him out, so yeah, totally. I know how long ago. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming till 9, so yeah, I'll totally drop you a message and then ask him like what he thinks. And that'll totally work. I think that could work. Boom. That'll work. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think all of our convention stuff will be solved. Alright, put you up here. Yeah, just indicate his ears are going. That'll work amazingly. They just nudge it down just a wee bit more, that'll work. Let's see. Knock you up here, and this will work. Okay, this is kind of working. And if I delete a frame, this will work. Oh. How about this? Alright, it's starting to work with like the 2-frame laugh. But I probably could like make it more. Probably could like make it more exaggerated. Could probably like push it up. And then nudge this down. Yeah, nudge it all down. It makes it much more. Okay, this is actually working much better. Yeah, this is looking a little bit better. They probably like get you going. Yeah, it's starting to work. Things are kind of looking pretty decent. Right. Alright, I think I know what I need to do. Okay, so far so good. I think I know what I kind of getting the hang of it. I think I know what I need to do. Yeah, it's basically Adam's thing, I'd say. Yeah, I think I'm probably just doing this to not just overcomplicate it, because I'm really good at kind of just over animating when I don't need to. So leave that there. Rework you. This will work. Bingo. Bingo! Ho 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 ho! This is working. And now I'm going to nudge you up just a bit. This is looking better. Just looking like a bona fide belly laugh. I could probably do some pixel magic to kind of just nudge the chest up. Kind of just say, no, it's going up. Everything's going up. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You don't have giant nuts like I do, Black Mask. Kinda does have bigger nuts than him. That's a Tanuki thing. What in the... did I mark him in body? Yeah. Yeah, that'd probably just be another dunk that Nad would have against Cole. That he has bigger balls. If I wasn't making a video game for public consumption, I probably would at least acknowledge that a little bit more. You know, it's kind of one of those things. Can I get away with this? Yes. Alright. Now we just have the arms here. Now you do a little bit of clean up here. And that should work. Here we go. Yep, we got the chunky archer here. And yeah, kind of just give him a nice full belly laugh. Yeah, I probably could like move his shoulders a bit more. Arms, this is the same. I'd probably like have it. Oh. Okay, good. Have this up. Link, or better yet, start down. And have this up. I just realized this is in the wrong spot. Let's see. So far, so good. Aha! This is a problemo. Luckily, alright. Here's where I done goofed. That's one slight drawback to doing pixel art stuff is you might just end up drawing on the wrong layer for a bit. Alright. Slightly, you know, bumping up and down. Well, I could make the belly button not as high. I probably could make it work. One more, and that should be plenty. Oh. Oh yeah, things are making headways, I'd say. So far, so good. Nah, this is making a tangent. Because if I move that down, we'll just make an instant tangent. That's a tough thing about pixel art is it's easy to make tangents because, you know, pixel art is like that. So what I'm actually also going to do is I'm actually going to set up the arms so they stay in place. So it actually kind of just readjust. Alright, things are slightly working. Try to readjust you. Give the shoulders a bit more of a squeeze motion. Okay. We're nearly there. I need to figure out why this is being wonky. But I am making headway. So far, so good. And it should be nice and straightforward. I think what I should do with this is move this down. That'll look better. Okay. The stretching takes a bit much. This'll work. Right. And perhaps his arm would also move slightly back due to physics on his belly. You know, his belly actually, you know, has physical space. This kind of works. See, I'm giving this animation sauce, and that's probably the other 90% of animation is, you know, adding that little bit of appeal to just making this look interesting looking. And I'll probably go over this more on a later stream where, you know, I'll probably just be a little bit more organized about this, but, you know, there's some tiny little animation flares that can help boost. It's not even like a big boost, but more just little flourishes to add more character and I'd say probably immersion to the character. I wouldn't say realism because it's a talking tanuki. Like, he ain't exactly real, but like immersion, like he actually occupies physical space as opposed to not occupying physical space. Alright, so I can rework the bow. Because I'm going to set the bow up so that stays still. And probably rework you to be like this. This kind of works. And then I erase the little black bits to kind of just indicate. You know, that's where the arm is. And rework more of the archery, or arrow. It's supposed to be a bow. So his shoulder goes up as he laughs, so he's more laughing from his chest, and the belly like goes out as it goes, so it's more like ha 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 ha, something like that. And you know, he's more like doing that and heaving his belly to pump, I guess, the ha out. I don't know the right term for, like, probably the breath, the laugh, and whatever. Okay. I don't like how thin this gets, though. A wee bit more oomph to that. Kind of working. I think we should get this belly just filling up a little bit more to kind of just, you know, go. Okay, that looks better actually. Again, it takes like 1 pixel to make a difference, and I think that's the big magic of pixel art, is it doesn't make sense initially until you adjust 1 pixel, and then it all just comes together much better. And that's something that constantly surprises me about pixel art as I do it, is you're encountering just little ways to fix basically a 2-frame animation. And I believe this goes on I think it's 15 milliseconds. Yes, 150 milliseconds, so I'm assuming it's 15 frames a second, which is fine for me, because obviously the game's like 60 FPS, but because it's a multiple, like, you know, 15 times 4 is 60, I can transfer those animations to the 60 FPS and it'll interpolate totally fine, and it won't like make like a weird like mush thing with a lot of artificially interpolated animations where it's like, oh, it's Spider-Verse, but 60 FPS, completely missing the point of Spider-Verse, and it's kind of like, you completely messed up the actual deliberate keyframes that were needed, and the animation smears, and you kind of just gave every frame a smear, basically, because that's basically what happens when you do those like 60 FPS, you know, interpolation things. It makes up new frames that aren't actually there, and because it's not actually a made frame that a person made and like put there correctly, it kind of just looks like smooth mud with no weight or impact to it. If you've seen The Hobbit, and if you've seen the original Hobbit movies where it had I think like the high frame rate one where it was 48 frames a second, it looks ugly because it looks like a sitcom, and the IMAX is seeing every sloppy like scene when it comes to like the CGI textures and stuff like that. And I'd say like those old Hobbit movies kind of aged worse than the Lord of the Rings movies because it depended way more on CGI than Lord of the Rings, and because it depends so much on CGI with that, ends up kind of making a whole bunch of foibles that aren't really going to last because, you know, technology marches forward. You know, things improve, things get either more realistic or, you know, smoother with that stuff. You're actually getting foliage. Plus, I feel like it does legit affect the actors. Like, I feel like actors are more wooden because they have to communicate. They're not like getting that human interaction between the actors. So it ends up kind of just making it seem like they're more wooden than they would normally be because they're trying to figure out how the heck to work off of an invisible person. It's difficult to explain for me personally. I don't know. It's weird. The Hobbit movies are interesting because I've seen like the first two movies, but then I didn't see the third one because I just did not care enough. And then I saw a recut version where they basically just take all three movies and cut out the fluff and just make it more closer to books and just make it one movie, which it should have been. It should have just been one movie. Like, it should have just been a one and done movie because, you know, it's The Hobbit. It's a short book. I have the book, actually. I could probably read that in an afternoon because I've been flying through Wings of Fire, so I think I could probably get through The Hobbit no problem. I still haven't seen Rings of Power because it's on Amazon and I'm not getting Prime. Like, fuck that noise. Obviously, sub to me, use your Prime sub. But I'm personally not getting Prime. Like, that's not on the table. Because I'm already disappointed that it's not the Silmarillion. Like, that's what I was expecting from Rings of Power. I was legit expecting the Silmarillion. It's not the Silmarillion. It's something, I think, between, I think. Because apparently Sauron's in it, but he's not, I forget his elf name. Like, when he was, I think, normal. I don't know as much about Lord of the Rings as I like to know. Like, I hang out with a friend who knows everything about Lord of the Rings and all that stuff, and I'm kind of like, I kind of know Lord of the Rings through just osmosis and every fantasy trope in RPGs, so that's kind of just how that goes. I think I could consider this one done. I think I'll let this go. No, I could probably do something more. I could probably at least nudge this a bit. No. Oh. There we are. You know, I should add a wee bit more character and kind of just rotate the bow. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to reset as a pixel, but I need to do it. Just a wee bit more organicness. After I just copy, delete this, delete. And now I'm committed. Let's go. Gotta do it now. I'm committed. I just did this, so I gotta do it now. It's the law. It's a law of what's a good law? None of them are good laws. They all suck. Law of acquisition. We'll do the Ferengi shit. What's it? The laws of acquisition. I forget the laws of acquisition. It's been months since I've seen Deep Space Nine. Actually, no, it's been years since I've seen Deep Space Nine. I remember watching it with my mom, and that was pretty decent. Of course, I was a child, so I didn't know crap about what they were talking about. But Cisco was kind of cool, you know? Get you here. Alright, nearly got it done. So far, so good. I got this going. Oh yeah, hopefully this year will be our year. Adam's telling me that we are making strides with all the tasks that we need to do, and the most significant things that are really left is, one, I want to polish the triple shot animation, because currently he has a simple 3 arrow shot. I want to change it so it's more like this shot, where it's more like open like this, where, you know, it's I think it's better, it's a better silhouette with that. So that's kind of just my personal beef. I think there's a few. Yeah, this one. This needs actual work, because, yeah, this is a little gross looking. So I gotta rework you. And if I remember correctly, there was one. I think it's just the special shots that need work. But other than that, I could work with Nad. Also, the bear doesn't. I think the bear also needs to be worked on some more, because, let's see. Search. He doesn't. He sort of has a crouch animation, but he doesn't have a stun animation, which I do want to do for the occasion where Cole finds a way to stun this bear. And of course, actual like damage animations, because I think these are all the moves I'm giving him. And then I'll rework his head to be different types of head attacks. So yeah, I think the bear just needs some readjustments. And also, I do want to add some, you know, other backgrounds, because his boss arena isn't. His boss arena is still a gray box, technically. So that's kind of just what I still need to purdy up and make more personal. There's actually a lot of background elements that I still want to get back to, because a lot of it's gray box. I'm kind of spending more time doing character animation, because character animation is way easier. You know, character animation just works better for me. But yeah, let me look at Adam's comparison, because okay. Alright, so this is Adam's animation. loop. Put you in loop. Play it again, and then we're just gonna have, fuck's sake. I mean, it's all right. We're both in the spirit of this, I'd say. Fucking hell. I don't like dot move stuff, but I'll live with it. Mostly because QuickTime is awful on Windows. And I am a little sick of QuickTime, actually. We'll pause you. One thing that I don't like about VLC is I can't frame scrub like QuickTime, which is the one thing QuickTime has over VLC is you can frame scrub. Yeah, that's one thing that I kind of prefer over. I'm not as big on the teeth, honestly. So it looks more disjointed. I'll at least make the mouth larger. I think the mouth would probably work better if it was a little larger. Yeah, larger mouth, that'll work better. The mouth would look much better. I'd probably just get rid of this more. Kind of works. Yeah. Kind of working. Also do this to get back to being on model. Okay. I think I'm probably just overthinking this. Let's save. Because I'm probably just in my brain starting to cook a little bit too long. Let's at least get the get like a basic talk animation going. So this is okay. I would like to have a little bit more stuff with the arms, so unlike you. Try to just work on you a bit more. Turn up pen pressure, just in case. May just have you slightly lower here. Oh, you're in the wrong body, aren't you? Yes, sirree, you are. You are in diddly deed. Me. It's a little robotic. Kind of like looking at my preview here, and it's kind of like, it's not working. Because I do that arm thing a little too frequent. Because he's Italian. Fuck it. This guy's Italian. that's basically just the pantomime is, you know, if you can't make a compelling talking animation, have him have hand gestures. It's kind of like, I think I need to look at more just acting, or just, I guess, just acting stuff in general. Because I think that's probably a thing that I probably lack in terms of animation knowledge, is proper acting stuff. Because of course I went to college for animation, so a lot of this is stuff that I've learned a long time ago, but more of it is stuff that I haven't really utilized that much. Though I probably should. It wouldn't hurt to like take one of those one like voice actor short and be like, okay, I'm going to animate that and make like a little short like TikTok, or even just an animatic. Most people just do animatics. Most people do animatics when they're doing their stuff, and I probably could just do that instead, and I could get away with that no problem. But of course, I am piling on the stuff that I still don't do, because I'm like, oh, I should be an illustrator. No, I should be an animator. Oh, I should be a game developer. And I'm constantly stretching myself thin on stuff that I am a master of none at. So, the one thing that's bothering me about this is the tail is in the way. Gotta figure out a way to kind of just, can I do this without it being a giant tangent? Is it possible? Probably is, I'm not seeing it. But so far, so good with that. I've made the perfect arm, and now I will over-animate that shit. I think one thing that really contributes to, I guess, my slower speed is I'm constantly refining each little pixel and movement. And on one hand, obviously it's good. It means you actually care about your work. But on the other hand, sometimes it can be like, you know, you really need to just get to it, man. Stop being a perfectionist and just make it exist. And it's possible that it might be because I don't have a deadline to this. Like, we work on this in our spare time. I work on the pixel art in my spare time. Adam works on the programming when he has spare time. And, you know, I think we both believe in this project enough that we haven't dropped it. I'd say that's a 1 in a million shot with a lot of these pixel art anime or these game development things, because, you know, it's getting indie devs together, or even just artists to collab, is like herding cats. I was actually I've been in a collaboration, like a game collaboration once before, but because I didn't really have much direction and we didn't meet frequently enough to, you know, I didn't meet frequently enough to get direction. So we ended up kind of just falling off because most of the programmers fell off, and then me and the other artist who was there, we kind of didn't really know what to do. I was kind of doing this set of sprites, and the artist was doing this other set of sprites, and neither of us really knew what the hell we were actually doing. And there wasn't really a person to kind of just explain, hey, we are doing this. This is what the game is truly about. And I think that's a few things that kind of kill the projects. I'd say one giant positive that me and Adam established is, one, we've worked on game jams together before, so we know how each other works. So we're not complete strangers. We've worked on game jams, worked on a freelance project with him, and, you know, we're pretty familiar with how each other works. So that's one advantage, I'd say, over probably just most other devs, is we are together with things, which probably isn't that significantly different, but it is a giant game change with that, is having just that, you know, having that familiarity and really just get the ball rolling much easier with that. A lot of people kind of like bitch about nepotism and a lot of these things, which is a legit problem. I'm not gonna shit talk that, but I think a lot of the nepotism stuff is mostly due to the fact that most people prefer to work with people they know, which, you know, that's a sensible thing. If you're working with a stranger and you don't know if they're like a psychotic killer or they're a lazy asshole. And I don't know why I went to psychotic killer first, but whatever. If they're, you know, if they're a complete, you know, if they're unreliable, you can't really do much with that. So that's kind of the task that kind of need to plan for when it comes to doing these things. Alright, so let's see. You know what? Let's restart the arms. Unlink you. Unlink you. Ugh. Let's just look with the movement in general. Movement looks fine. It just needs polishing. That's one thing that I do need to remember, is the movement overall just needs to work. Like, skip all the you know, making the line art look pretty, and just remember that the movement in general just needs to look like it works. And that's all you kind of need to do. And that is something that I'm constantly just trying to learn, is that I need to just get to it. Just get to the damn thing. Because nobody's truly going to pay attention to crappy frames other than animation nerds and I guess normal nerds who look at animation blurs. Yeah, but sometimes you kind of need to just step back and just say, this is good enough, please let it go. So far, so good. This is a alright thing. But it's not really conveying that he's a meaner guy. Well, we can always just do, let's see. I could probably rework the face a little bit more. I'd probably like to rework the face. And rework the face a wee bit more. Copy. B. Oops. Alright, much better. Rework this a little bit. Leave it flat. Alright, I think I know what I need to do with this. Get in like this. Copy. V. Yeah. Get him a little bit more upset. But better yet, have this frame be a bigger mouth. Yeah, because he is the type to call his like subordinates lazy bastards. So I need to set up his emotions to convey that despite the fact that he is the boss of them, he isn't exactly a good leader. And may like scrap this, put this down. And try to like push the mask more. Guys, I'm figuring out what I want to do as I go. That's kind of a majority of this animation, or at least stuff like this, figuring out what do you actually want to convey with this character, and how are you gonna do it with maybe 2-3 pixels. And that's clearly difficult, so I won't, you can't fault anyone for not understanding. Push it up. Down. Like put them back here. It looks too much like jowls. Okay, maybe I'm just overthinking you. I will do one more little touch. I'm going to actually flip this back. Guy does indicate that's the mad ear. And this is kind of like, I think this is mostly just me kind of seeing animal languages where it's like, okay, ears are back, that means the animal's upset. I'm kind of just doing that with Mad here, where his ears are more down. Here, I like have this down there, and that's more. It may like. Copy. Delete you. Paste. And then just rework as I go. That would work. Okay. Alright, so far so good. Let's save. Have a slightly better talk animation. I could make it so I could set up so his bow's down. Oh, it's on his body. Then I'll probably just work this down. Because he's not really in shoot mode. Is not in just shoot mode. Does not need to shoot. Why you no shoot, Ryan? You are making video game. There should be the shoot. That kind of reads. They do want a wee bit more life to this, so we're making the bow diagonal again. Because it's always cool to make the bow diagonal. And it's not a giant workload. Nope. Leave it to me to kind of just give myself a bigger workload for what's basically a tiny little inch of character. I'm sure I'm probably just gonna overwork myself. I think once, well actually no, because the Kickstarter actually needs work. But I'd say once the Kickstarter campaign finishes, I'll take a long break to kind of just be like, alright, let me take a pre-development break before I actually begin the actual development part of developing Black Mask. Because, yeah, I know that this is a lot of just being stuck at the starting line, so a lot of it is kind of spinning your wheels. Well, actually, no. The best way, and I've described this before in other streams and I guess descriptions, is we're currently at this point where we're not making the cake right now, but we're spending time baking, where we're spending time growing the grain to grind the flour to make the cake. And that's the metaphor I'm using for basically what we're currently doing right now. Is most of the past, it's now going on 4 years, most of the past 4 years of doing this has been basically growing the grain so we can grind it into flour to make the cake that is the game. So right now we are, I'd say we're at the part where we're taking out our sides and we're collecting the stuff in our horse-drawn carriages. Or maybe it's the, what would farmers use? I don't know. But we're doing it in the horse-drawn carriages, and we're about to actually just take the hay to grind it into grain. And so we can actually make some flour. And then we can actually just start baking the cake. Because according to Adam, and I kind of understand this badly, once we get just the core just Because basically we're making a platformer with enemy AI behavior. But once we get that done, it's mostly a matter of just readjusting the variables and stuff like that, where, okay, different enemies have this set of AI, and then, you know, they're able to just do these actions bit by bit. So that's kind of how that goes with, their intelligence, stuff like that, for a stealth game. And once we get that down, everything else is just actual proper level design and, making the assets and testing the enemies and stuff like that. So far, so good. So we have a talk animation, we have a basic laugh. And one thing that I do want to do is I also want a bit of a stomp animation. Call it stomp. What I want to do is I actually kind of want to link. Link. Okay. We're going to actually erase the head and the body, because this actually will require a whole different set of emotions with this. Yeah, get rid of this because this used to be part of his body, but now I wanted it separate from his tail. But what I want is him just royally pissed off. It's him absolutely like saying, "Get your asses to gear and find Black Mask, lazy bums." Rotate you. Slight rise. So it thins out. Yeah, have a nice rough animation with this. And of course, I can just go in rough. There we are. I'm going to copy you. Oop. Paste you and put you up here. Because as cool as this is, I really don't want to redraw that belly button. If you don't have to redraw it, that's fantastic, you know? That's kind of how you do it in the animation industry. Okay. Get 'em rolling. Yeah. This is slightly working. Ugh. It's kind of working. I have a basic stomp. And what I could do is nudge his belly button even lower. And then make a giant effort to push his stomach even lower to sell the fact that he is smashing on the ground. He is ticked. And of course, I should probably elaborate on what I'm doing. I'm making a stomping animation, like an angry stomp animation. This will go down pretty quickly. Okay. Yep. Copy V. Flip horizontal. I think at this point it's not even looking like it'll fit the actual hardware. I will say that even though I'm making a game that's supposed to mimic the hardware, these sprites would absolutely not fit in the hardware. I checked with a Game Boy player. Like, I tried to see if I could get the sprites in Game Boy player. And I haven't been able to figure out how to get like sprites this large on Game Boy player. Though I have seen other people's sprites get that size, so it is possible in theory. I'm just not as savvy enough with Game Boy player to know how I can do it. Okay. Again, you rotate. Rotate on the pivot and you got it. Let's see. I have a pre-made head that I could probably... Yes, there you are. There's a little son of a monkey. Alright, so far so good actually. I have roughs. It's working. Okay, it's kind of working. Though I think I'll probably... I think I'll work in this. You. Yeah, I'm just giving them like Donkey Kong teeth, basically. Alright, starting to come together, I'd say. I'm nearly there. Ugh, so far so good with this. Like one more. So far so good. Alright. I'm making legit progress with this. Ugh. So far so good. Looking pretty decent. Maybe like a frame of headway. Maybe a frame where he's just down for a bit. Yeah, there's this sprite of Eggman stomping, but I don't know where I could find it in Spriter's resource, so I don't want to waste too much time hunting for that sprite, even though that would probably be a good sprite to ref. having a slight, like, babby boy tantrum is funny. Adult tantrums are interesting, where, you know, obviously it's funny to see someone act like a fucking child. But, you know, you can't help but feel a slight pity to that, because I guess that's probably just me being a dumb empathy loser who believes that people are sometimes having a bad day, and you know, when people are having a bad day, life just sucks, and you don't want to like pile on the suckery and just need something to do. But it's like, I'm of two minds of that. Obviously, having a tantrum in public royally is annoying, it's disruptive. But on the other hand, there's really just no outlet to be upset in the world. Basically, you're kind of just simmering with rage most of your life, and the only options to really just deal with that is, I guess, go to a gym. That's about it. You know, there's really nothing else you can really do about your frustration in life, because you know, sometimes it's, what's wrong with this? Oh. Yeah, sometimes you're kind of just upset and you just don't know why you're upset. And you're angry that you're angry about things. And you kind of just feel like everything just is just going tits up and you don't know why. And no one can really help you. It can be a crappy feeling for sure, I'd say. I don't know why I'm going through this. Maybe because it's in the topic. It's a topic that I get through. Also, I'm constantly hunching again. Time's 9:05. I think I could finish this today. I think if I did this nice and hard, I could probably get this done today or tonight. As of course I have work early tomorrow, so that's gonna be, I might be slightly tired. Okay. So far, so good with that. Knock out these lines, get rid of the corners here. Even out the stair steps a little. I don't know why I'm so peculiar about the stair steps thing, but I think it just looks more pleasing as line art, is making sure you at least have proper stair steps. I mean, I'm sure there's, you know, someone saying, the stair steps kind of don't matter, just go in there, bro. But I like the stair steps. I like the little, like, stair step method. And by stair steps, I mean, you'll have smoother, rounder stairs. You'll have smoother, rounder lines if you set the lines so that they're each step of like an extra pixel, you go by one instead of like doing some pixels you go by 2 and others you go by 4 and stuff like that. Like if you're physically drawing this by itself, it kind of just looks weird. And the ideal thing is to make sure that each block is 1 pixel around. Thing is, this doesn't look smooth, it just looks jagged. And if you zoom out, you can see that this line actually doesn't look as straight. And that's because it's not stair-stepping. So instead of it going 1, 2, 2, then back to 1, it should at least have some more consistent 2s before going to 3 and stuff like that. So it's 1, then 2, you have a few 2s, and then you go to 3. And the more 1s you have, of course, the straighter the line, and it's going down by an angle. And the same with like 2s. If you have a lot of 2s, that's going to be a different angle. Of course, 3s, nearly horizontal. So if you combine all of that, 2s, it's slightly curving up. So go by 2s, curving up, then you start going by 1s. And then you do one more 1 before you start doing 2s, going up, 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 then 3s. And you'll have a much smoother curved line because it's going in a more like a patterned plane than just drawing the curved line. It kind of just goes up willy-nilly, and it kind of just doesn't really go in a smooth enough fashion. So that's kind of just the fast art tip of the day, is all the stair-stepping stuff. And there is an actual term for it in Pixel Logic, I just can't remember off the top of my head. But there is a method to that madness. There we are. And of course, this matters when you're doing, round characters, of course. Like, in order to make a character look round enough, you gotta have a decent amount of, like, stair stepping to have good curves. And obviously, the more round you make them, the more the deeper steps needed to actually make them round. And of course, there's also some little things like pixel tangents, which are not like real tangents, but they look like tangents in pixel art, where you basically have these boxes, pixels going in the same area, and it kind of just looks like weird, as opposed to having one little break in that pixel. It looks much smoother. So use a different color, break it up, and it looks much cleaner. And that's like one of the little things I've kind of just started intuiting as I, practice more pixel art, look at other people's pixel art, and kind of just got better at pixel art as I go. I'm by no means like a master at this though. Like, I see so much pixel art that absolutely blows mine out of the water. I'm kind of like, it's nice, like, cartoony stuff, but then I'm seeing people like pull out full ass landscapes. I'm like, man, fuck, dude. Do I even have the patience? I barely have the patience to stick with a digital piece, like a normal drawing piece. Can I cover you up? Yes, I can. Alright. I could probably do some stuff with this. work off this. Alright, things are looking much better. Alright, nearly done, I'd say. So let's get you going. Okay. So far, so good. Bada bing. This is working. I'm doing it. I'm making it happen, bro. Yeah, keep the black line because it's overlapping, so it would look the best. Could I nudge you? Do a little thingy. Yes, I can. Give it a little bit more. This'll work. Go back to arms. Nudge you out just a bit more. Push you so you overlap. Wanna go out over going in, because otherwise it's like a a shit or get off the pot moment where you kind of need to decide whether or not you're actually going to cross the overlap or not overlap. Like you can't just not. So that's kind of just the method of just basic. Well, it's not just basic pixel art thing, because I don't think everybody knows all the stuff that I kind of learned through just trial and error. And you know what? I'm gonna do this too. Obviously it like goes on the head a little bit too much, but this'll work. And can I nudge you in more? I play a lot of Game Gear games. Then again, like, I didn't own a Game Gear. I think that's probably typical. If I've never played a Game Gear game, chances are I've never owned a Game Gear, so how would I know? I don't know why I'm saying this stupid term, other than to fill noise. So I kind of just do that to mostly just fill out the background noise. Kind of just doing this again. This is as good as I can get you. I can round the body out some more. Nearly got this. Almost got it. I think I can actually get this done in stream, which is gonna be fantastic, actually. Because for once, I'll actually have a new animation completed on stream from start to finish. I usually never do that. I'm usually like too tired. I'll just work on the rest off stream or next week. But no, this has been going pretty smooth. So I'll probably send this to Adam next week because it's nearly 9:30 and I need to head to bed ASAP. And now I'm kind of like, oh, I'm a freaking child, but it's like, oh, I have work where I need to work with heavy machinery, so can't exactly be droopy. And I actually have slept in the bus, like at the wheel a few times, even during like actual stops. It's happened before. Like I will nod off at a light or I'll fall asleep at a bad time. And it's totally normal. Like, don't feel too ashamed if you're trying to hold up professionalism, because most people are overworked and underpaid. Like that's the deal, bro. So if you're stuck at a dead-end job that you don't want to be at, just know that I totally hear you. Like, despite the fact that you're seeing me as this super amazing artist, you're also seeing that I am, I'm not really making money off of this. I'm not like doing this full time. I gotta do the day job stuff just like everyone else. So don't feel bad that if you're an artist, a young artist trying to like figure out their way in life, and you feel like you're kind of like stuck because you're not doing your absolute dream job straight out of high school or straight out of college, and you gotta do some shit jobs to keep up the bills. One, find a way to work part-time and tighten your belt. And two, try to, if you can't, and, you have other time commitments, like you have children or you have rent to pay, you'll probably need to fight for your time. But you'll be able to find time in places that you don't think, whether it's during, maybe you're playing video games, or you realize that you're spending more time checking your social media than actually drawing, or you end up in a Pinterest rabbit hole where you're blowing your time looking for inspirational references, or you're on Wikipedia looking up trivia, or trawling through YouTube. Those are little bits that you can do to, find time. But if it's a child, you have a kid, or you have a sick parent, obviously that's comes first. And sometimes you kind of just need to make sacrifices, or at least need to make compromises. You're not less of an artist because you're not constantly doing art all the time, every day. Like, I believe, they're actually, so there's this book called Daily Rituals, and it's basically a giant, I wouldn't call it a compilation, but kind of just, it's many different, I guess, stories of, notable creative people in time, and it kind of just indicates, hey, this person didn't like do all their masterwork full time. Like they had other jobs. Like, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien, he's an English teacher, like an English professor, I believe. Well, actually, no, he was a linguist professor. And he just wrote books he wrote Lord of the Rings on the side. And, let's see, I think, who else? There's this, I know a lot of musicians have to, like, do stuff part-time. I know that much. Because, you know, I've heard of a lot of, like, you know, notable musicians still needing to do just normal jobs again to make money because, you know, streaming was kind of borked. Well, the music industry's kind of just been in the shitter due to, you know, bad practices. And so musicians have to basically just make their money everywhere besides the music. So that's kind of just one of those suck-ass things with a lot of creative art stuff. Because since stuff is so devalued, like everything's content and not art. It's not art anymore, it's content. You're not making a video, you're making content. You're not a editor, you're a content creator. You don't make videos, you make content. And a lot of that will feel just completely impersonal. And that's one of the sucky aspects of, I guess, entertainment these days is there's no real artistry. You could probably argue that there kind of was never artistry in a lot of commercial art. Like, you know, comic arts, at the end of the day, was meant to sell basically magazines and keep the printers running. But people were able to make impactful stories from, you know, those simple pieces of crap. You know, they thought it was crap, but then you have us, the true believers, who bought into all of it being like, yeah, comics can totally be art. And video games is also just kind of just going through that, where it's like, you have a lot of just overworked devs being completely over it, but then you have people who play the games later in time when video games are at its, you know, I don't know if it's its peak, but it's in its time when it could totally legit be an art, and people will try to take it seriously, or at least try to figure out ways to make legitimate arts out of a medium at the end of the day is just to demonstrate technological progress. Because as optimistic as I want to get with like, oh, the games industry is, you know, the newest, biggest entertainment thing, it's kind of like, no, not really. It's mostly just technology, really. It's just a race to figure out what kind of technology we can make because we're too bored from doing, like, there's no proper application for a lot of video game stuff. Like, apparently John Carmack says that rocket science is easier than game programming, apparently. And, well, obviously I could believe him because he's John Carmack and basically invented a lot of notable game genres. But yeah, it's kind of like a lot of video game stuff is mostly tech pushing. Like, even Nintendo, you know, as much as people were like, oh, they're all about just making entertaining games. Yeah, but they still do make those entertaining games by like doing good with the tech. And Nintendo is the master of doing so much with very little. Like, they are innovative when it comes to doing a million things with nothing. Like, that's the reason why the Game Boy is successful, is because they were like, okay, how do we make this good and cheap? And that was, you know, Yamauchi's mission to Gunpei Yokoi, and there was another person who, you know, was the other engineer of the Game Boy, who I can't remember off the top of my head. But basically, they were tasked with their research team was tasked with figuring out cheap ways to maximize Nintendo's profits. And you know, with that, you know, Yokoi and the I think Nintendo RD1, if I remember right, I don't remember. But they were basically in charge of getting the hardware stuff down. Obviously, since the Switch exists, there really isn't a division for portable hardware stuff. A lot of that is now kind of just in one circle. I'm now kind of just in talk out my ass mode, where I'm kind of like remembering various pieces of game trivia off the top of my head and not really taking the time to just look it up. But hey, I think my thing's done. Pardon me. Alright, so far so good. Oh yeah, I forgot to give him his armbands here. That'll work. Alrighty. It's looking better. Nice. Real nice, real nice, real nice. It's all looking fantastic, Jack. And we'll just stick you here. I realize he doesn't have his bow with him, but I'll probably just add that later. But I think I'll just wrap the stream for now, because I've gotten plenty done, I'd say. But yes, thank you everyone for stopping by the MastaFran ArtStream. It's been pretty fun. Hopefully, you know, all the new folks coming by have been pretty happy and enjoying me and the Game Boy music here. And yeah, next week I am streaming again. Probably do some more pixel art stuff, depending on, you know, what kind of work still needs to get done right now. And I'm going to go through the method of figuring out if I can get a proper tutorial ready for you all. So I will just be in the process of just writing that, setting up, I guess, my talking, and seeing what would be a nice way to kind of just get you started making pixel art. I guess one thing that I can do is I can drop a link to Pixelogic, the pixel art book that I was suggesting earlier. So, pixelogic.com. Let me get that out here real fast. So yes, pixelogicbook.com. And I'll just drop you in the chat real fast here. And there you go. That'll be in the chat, so you can click it right now. And yeah, let's see if there's anyone to raid, and if not, I shall wrap the stream here. So let's see. Who's currently streaming right now? Let's see. I don't have many friends who stream, I guess, this late at night, because I follow a lot of streamers. Plus Bob Ross. Unless you want to go to Bob Ross, I guess, but that's kind of... I think you can go to Bob Ross yourself, because it's Bob Ross. Like, Bob Ross takes up most of the art. Most of the, most of the stream space with the art stuff. Let's see. Come on. You are taking 5 ever. Yeah, right, no one's really going. Ah, well. Yeah, well, I'll just wrap the stream then. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.